Hello, broadcasters. Welcome to episode number 98 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name's Gage, and I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
Doing excellent, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's been a good week. For anyone new here, Dan and I are the founders of StreamYard, and we do these town halls every single week. We do them for a few reasons. One is to, of course, stay in tune with you guys, so go through the same motions you do whenever you're doing your shows. And of course, to answer your questions. So if there's anything you'd like us to talk about here, feel free to leave your comments in the chat. We love to hear from you, and we'll do our best to get to all of them. And we always make sure to remind people of our three pillars, which are ease of use, stability, and professional streams. So if you're about those three things, StreamYard is the tool for you. Let's see who's tuning in tonight. Looks like we have a lot of you. Letitia, thanks for tuning in with us. Before I forget, I should mention all the shows we have. So we have lots of new ones. So we have the ones you're already familiar with. So StreamYard Connect, Wednesdays, 2 p.m. Eastern with Ross, a great show about the latest things going on in the tech and live streaming world. Spotlight, of course, with Dana and Kelsey, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is a show for about you guys. They bring awesome StreamYard users on to share how they're using the product and how they're finding success. And recently we have StreamYard Tech Talk now with Daniel, where he walks through all the latest and greatest technologies in the live streaming universe. So be sure to tune into that, along with all the other awesome content that we have from talented creators coming to our YouTube channel and other channels as well. We also have a new employee this week. So I don't know, he's probably, actually, I guess can't remember what time it is in Spain, but we have Jorge from Spain, who's an awesome addition to our engineering team. Really excited to have Jorge. So if you see him in the chat or the community group, be sure to give him a warm welcome. Let's see who else we have in the comments here. Greg says this used to be 3 hours earlier a while ago. Yes. No, it's always been 6 p.m. Pacific on Sundays, Greg, since the very beginning. See who else we have here. Tony says the reason they will have a stuffed toy duck is because of me. Been asking for 3 months. I admire your persistence, Tony. I'll definitely give you that.
No kidding.
Greg says I'm hoping for Stream Deck integration, or at least an HTML button idea for automation. Yes, Greg, that's been a request for a very long time, and it is on the roadmap. One quick question while I'm waiting for you guys to pour in here. We're curious, these town halls, if there's anything else you'd like. Mostly we just do Q&A on these town halls. Not way back when, I guess a few months ago, we were doing a bit more interviews, like having people like Hanny, and we had some of the Wave video team on to talk about a product. We're curious what else you'd like to see here. We're considering having some of our employees come on each week to chat about what they do at StreamYard. If there's anything you'd like to see in these town halls, other than just Dan and I answering questions, do let us know. We'd love to hear your suggestions.
Cool.
Also, if you guys celebrate Thanksgiving, we were curious if you have any exciting Thanksgiving things planned. Maybe special live stream for Thanksgiving. Maybe an Amazon live stream for Black Friday or something like that. That'd be
cool. Yeah, if you have access.
If you have access, yes. Marissa's asking how comfy the hoodie is.
I'm a huge fan. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of these hoodies. It's like, so Gage has kind of our older version that we only had a few of those ever made. Yeah. When Gage is wearing, it looks nice. It's not nearly as comfortable. It's cozy. Huge fan.
The new ones are much nicer. Leo says, may I politely seek advice? I'm in the basic paid account. How can I add background music into my live stream? I'm using the share screen feature for my PowerPoint presentation already. So Leo, you got a couple options. I think if you have the budget for it, the best option might be to use something like a mixer or a roadcaster, which basically is an interface between your mic and the computer, and you can use that to bring in audio effects or tracks or things like that. It works really well. The other option is to do it in software with something like, if you're on Windows, Voicemeeter, or Mac, Loopback are two options there. Dave says, StreamYard has completely transformed how we're engaging with staff and clients. Thank you. Of course, Dave, I'd love to hear how you're using it. That sounds interesting. Are you using it for maybe internal company streams? That sounds cool. Alan says Stan using green screen background or the real setting. He would not be very imaginative with his.
Yeah, just take a screenshot of someone else's house. No, this is fully real. Or is it?
April says, love seeing all the continued growth within the StreamYard community. Yeah, the StreamYard community is awesome. I need to, it's been a crazy last couple of weeks. I need to spend more time there. We now have so many people, being active in there. We have Julie now and Christian and Daniel. So it's super cool having all that activity. Marissa says, coming up on 100 episodes. Congrats. Yeah, we're excited for episode number 100. It's definitely a big one. I think Julie she made a post for people to make submissions about how they're using StreamYard. So we might share something like that. So if you're in the community group, be sure to check out that post.
Sweet. Yeah. And if anyone has any ideas for what we should do for this 100th town hall, let us know.
Also, I forgot to mention at the beginning, but like we have done for the last couple, we will be doing a giveaway again towards the end of the stream. So if you'd like to have a pillow like Dan has and a hoodie like Dan has, be sure to tune in until the end. G23 says, so what happens if you go over the 20-hour limit on the free version? Yeah, that's a good question. It actually doesn't come up that much because 20 hours, it doesn't sound like that much, but it's actually a lot of, depending on how you live stream. But you could do a weekly 3 or 4 hour live stream and not actually hit the limit. But you'll get a warning, I think, halfway through that just says like, hey, by the way, you have 10 hours left. And then when you hit 20, you won't be able, we won't cut you off in the middle of the broadcast or anything, but you won't be able to do new broadcasts until the next, I guess it's not a billing cycle, but next streaming cycle. So 30 days from whenever you signed up. Kate says, just use StreamYard for my broadcast this morning. I teach jewelry fabrication live. My students love the professional presentation. I've turned on many colleagues to the platform. Well, we certainly appreciate that, Kate. And that sounds like a really cool live stream. I do not know much about jewelry fabrication, so maybe I should check it out.
Cool. Yeah, definitely not my area of expertise either. That's sweet.
William says, I've been utilizing green screens in my StreamYard shows, and I come out a little less than clear. I have a green screen as well as professional lighting that I'm using a Logitech Brio. Don't know what else I can do. I'd be curious, William, what kind of computer you're on. That would be my first thought. Maybe it doesn't have a graphics card or something like that. Lighting is usually the biggest one. So if you have good lighting, that's generally the cost. So if you've already got that figured out, maybe shoot a message to support and they can help you guys or help you troubleshoot.
Yeah, the green screen uses a fair bit of compute resources. So like Gage said, especially your graphics card. So any computer that has a nicer graphics card is going to help. Like Windows computers, especially like a Windows desktop is kind of like your absolute best bet. Like that thing will have no problem with it or shouldn't. Even there's some Windows laptops that do a very good job. Mac's okay. I do find Windows a little better. MacBook Pro will do very well. Like that's what I have and it has no problem. MacBook Air, not quite as powerful. So trade-offs there. But yeah, by far, again, like Gage said, lighting will have a big impact. Just like having a solid green screen like Gage obviously has a big impact. But if you have those figured out, then it's probably a resource thing. That is like one of the very few things of StreamYard that actually uses quite a lot of resources. Whereas, we try to do everything else on our servers just to take that burden off of your computer. Green screen is one of those things that'll run on your computer though.
Mindful Skeptics says, congrats on the Think Media endorsement. Yeah, we love Sean and the rest of the team over at Think Media. They're an awesome bunch of folks. Good evening to you, Toya. Nice to see you here. I think you've been around for a very long time, Toya. I think I remember you from the very early days. Let's see what else we had on the agenda here. One thing we were curious was we haven't talked about banners in a very long time. So I know some of the common feedback we get about banners is people wanting to have more control over the spacing. Right now, you don't have much control over being able to do an indent or something like that or anything like that. So we're just curious. It's a bit random of a question, but if there's anything indents or otherwise that you'd like to see with the banners.
Yeah, just any improvements you'd like to have for banners.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or even tickers, we kind of group them because they're in the same area. Any improvements there?
Ragu says, hopefully I'm saying your name right. I used StreamYard a few weeks ago. After my stream, I was able to download the audio and video to my computer, but now I'm not able to download the streamed content. What happened? So Ragu, we need to do a better job making it a bit more clear for you. But when you first sign up for StreamYard, you're put on a trial where you have access to recording, but recording is ultimately a paid feature. So my best guess is that you're on a trial and now you're no longer on the trial, but you can still, if you're looking to just do a recording, doing an unlisted YouTube broadcast and downloading it from YouTube is a, very good solution. Dean says, I had some issues with Google Chrome with my cameras and Nadine from support hooked me up. Hashtag the yard. Yes. Shout out to the support team. They're awesome. Michael says, I love all the features you guys have given us over the past years. Thanks, Michael. That's kind of you.
We appreciate all the suggestions, Michael. I think Michael's probably watched since almost the first, maybe the first town hall.
Yeah, I think Michael, it might have been around Hangouts time, but very early on for sure.
Very early, yeah.
Authentic says, greetings. How easy would it be for you all to add 4 vertical split screen for sports style shows?
Interesting.
So I don't know. We do have this view, Authentic, but maybe, do you understand what's meant by it?
So my guess is like, are you talking 4 people, like the view that Gage just showed or the layout Gage just did, but with 4 people side by side? So, like I think right now we go to 3 and then we change it when it goes to 4. So let me know if that's what you mean. It's definitely a possibility. It's one of those things where we just want to get a sense of like, what does everyone else want essentially? Like if we changed it, we would change it for everyone. And we don't want to like break the layouts on everyone all of a sudden. But if it's the type of thing where everybody wanted that, then it makes sense.
Kate said, it's satisfying to wield a torch to a live audience. Not for the faint of heart, but this platform is the best. And I've tried several. That's awesome. Yeah. Live torch while making jewelry. Sounds pretty fantastic.
Cool.
Oh, Michael was there at the very first town hall. Well, sorry, I forgot, Daniels. We definitely appreciate you here. Rosanna says, banner/ticker, ability to space out words. Also nice to be able to determine what data to get out on the second line in a banner. Appreciate the feedback there, Rosanna. That's definitely the type of stuff we're interested in hearing. Jorge says, I'd like to be able to move the logo graphic anywhere on the screen instead of just the top right corner. So you can't do it with the logo function there, Jorge, but you can do it relatively easily by just uploading an overlay. So you can make a transparent overlay and basically place your logo anywhere within the overlay, and that would allow you to, move it around.
Yep. So we'll often personally use a tool called Figma to do it. It's not really built for that, but it works. People use all kinds of tools to do it though. People might start throwing ideas out in the chat for you. But yeah, basically you need like a 1280 by 720 clear. Like you're going to save it as a PNG file ultimately. So it needs to be like transparent, and then you just put the logo wherever you want and then upload that as an overlay in the brand tab, and that'll like have the logo in the right spot. And there are tools that do make it pretty easy, fortunately. It sounds kind of tricky, but it's not.
Dave said, sorry, go ahead, Dan.
Go ahead.
Dave said, love to have the ability to mute video overlays. Yeah, thanks for the feedback. I mean, you probably already know this, Dave, but you could also, upload it without audio, but I understand that's not as easy as just being able to mute it. So appreciate the feedback there.
Cool. And yeah, I'm also interested what the use case is. Like if you just want to mute it for part of it, is it like the type of thing where like you actually want the audio, but then like something happens all of a sudden and you need to be able to mute it? Or is it like you just want to play the whole thing without audio?
Authentic says, yeah, with 4 people. Thanks for the clarification there, Authentic. Cool. Truck Beetle Bailey. I like the alliteration there. It sounds nice. I would like on-screen comment timer, maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute. So I'm guessing there, Trucker, maybe you mean you click the comment and it will just automatically hide after 30 seconds or a minute. Appreciate the suggestion there. Ariel says, what about the auto prompt to screen when we create a screen share? Please disable this auto prompt to screen. So unfortunately, Ariel, that's a sort of a security thing with browsers that basically force web apps to have an additional prompt there. So we don't actually have the ability to remove that unless maybe we add, a desktop application or something like that. So unfortunately, not at least for the moment, not much we can do there.
So I think it's just talking about auto adding it into the stream.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So we are thinking about a setting there.
Got it. Yeah.
But that is in the roadmap. But yeah, Gage is right that the prompt thing before there where you choose your screen Fortunately, we don't have control over that. We've asked people to, or people have asked us to change that in some ways, but that part's built by Chrome.
Sherry says, thanks to StreamYard, we open a live streaming podcast center. That sounds super cool. Be curious what I got to learn. I got to check out your channel. That sounds interesting.
I like the picture.
Yeah. Jeremy says, regarding tickers, would be good to be able to add more than one space after a word or a sentence when needed. Appreciate that. Lauren says would be cool to control the ticker speed. Yeah, we've certainly considered that, Lauren. We try to. It's always a difficult one knowing how much granularity to give, but we appreciate the feedback.
And Lauren, do you want it slower or faster? And if so, how much? How much slower or faster? Yeah, we're always trying to find the best defaults that work for everyone, just so we can avoid settings. But yeah, sometimes obviously you need to have a setting for something.
Matt Van Winkle says, I know you've talked about adding transitions for overlays. Would it be possible to eliminate the hard cut away that flashes to those on screen when you switch to a new overlay? Yes, we are working on that, Matt. Paul says, would be nice to have a full dashboard for productions, chat and brand / overlays in one screen. That's a good point, Paul. We are thinking through some of that stuff. We're always trying to think through how could we make things even easier for people, and having everything in one place is certainly an interesting point. So yeah, we are thinking through things like that. Creative Lady says, I would love to use a different font in the banners. We will likely have some new themes soon, which will have their own fonts. So you have that to look forward to, Creative Lady. See what other. Make sure I don't miss anything on the agenda. Should we go ahead and do the giveaway, Dan?
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah. So many of you here probably already know the. Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
So I just said, you want to announce the rules?
Yeah. So many of you here probably already know the drill, but if you don't, just type in hashtag the yard like that, and you'll be in the running for a pillow and a T-shirt like Dan has in the background there. The pillows are awesome, by the way. I'm a huge fan. So.
Yeah, huge fan. Cool.
Got it up there. Give people a little bit of time to put in the yards.
Yeah.
I always love seeing. I can tell when people are actually hearing it from when I say it, because out of suddenly they just start pouring in.
Yeah, I also like that a lot of your. Well, eventually maybe we'll change it to kind of mix everyone up, but I like that even before you announce it, we've already got 10 or 20 on there, however many it was. But yeah, maybe we'll change the word at some point just to throw everyone off a bit.
Pete says, question templates for regular shows with default settings on the cards. So I don't know if I'm fully understanding you, Pete, but if I'm not, let me know. But I do think that's a really cool idea. So basically the ability where you could maybe upload a template for your shows, and instead of having to make a new one for each show, just customize it within StreamYard itself. If that is what you mean, I agree that would be a cool thing to add.
Interesting.
Ariel says, can you evaluate the possibility of downloading only the comments from the stream? You never know. We might add that in the future. One thing that has made us hesitant about it is there are some privacy type things with the platform, so we'd have to look into that, but we're certainly open to it. But let's not keep you guys waiting any longer. Should we go ahead and run the giveaway?
Cool. I think we're ready to go. So this is for a pillow and a T-shirt, correct?
That's right. Everything. Oh no, the T-shirt, not the sweater. So yeah, pillow and a T-shirt. Pillow's in the background of Dan there, but you saw the picture of the T-shirt.
Let's do it. A lot of familiar faces in here.
Hey, right. Greg, busy man. I think Dana's on YouTube, so Dana will. I think YouTube actually got rid of the comments, but reach out to the live chat on StreamYard, or Dana directly on YouTube if there is a facility to do that there, and she will hook you up with your pillow and your T-shirt. Congrats, Greg.
Cool.
Ricky says, hey guys, StreamYard's awesome. We do 3 shows every week. Thanks, Ricky. That's awesome. Be curious what your shows are about. Neil says, getting analytics from destinations would be huge. more than just more than just simultaneous viewers. I don't know if that's on your radar or not. It is on our radar, Neil, but I'd be curious, like you said, more than just simultaneous viewers. I'd be curious, like after the show, what kind of stuff would you actually be interested in? Like there's some of the, the obvious stuff like, oh, how many people were watching at particular points in time? But what else would you be interested in? Would you be interested in like, oh, I got this many reactions or this many comments? Would be useful to know what's important to you. Nancy said you've made streaming so simple. Thanks so much, Nancy. That's very kind of you. Rosanna says, we love StreamYard, and so does our clients. Thank you. Thanks so much for the kind words, Rosanna. I'd be curious how your clients, what do your clients do? What kind of stuff do they do? Lincoln says, would love to see a few more countdown timers, maybe one that we can adjust for the time we want, perhaps a transparent countdown timer in the overlay section too. Definitely agree, Lincoln, that more custom. We were very surprised when we added that countdown timer. We thought most people would just use it as like to see how it worked. But it's been very cool to see how many people actually use the countdown timer. So definitely open to adding more options and more customization there for sure. Anita says, congrats to Greg. If you're too busy to accept gifts, I can do that.
Nice. That's awesome.
Laner says, hey, could you introduce sound effects on StreamYard? For now, Laner, the thing we generally recommend is, like I mentioned a bit earlier, is something like a Rodecaster or a virtual audio cable. But who knows? Maybe at some point it is the type of thing where try to optimize for simplicity while also having all the features. So it's a hard one to figure out how exactly to incorporate it. But we're open to it.
Yeah, fortunately, the virtual audio cable, and I know Rodecaster is even more advanced and you can do more stuff with it, but just for a simple solution, a free solution like a virtual audio cable, like Loopback for me, pretty straightforward to use, fairly simple to set up, and then works very well. So I do think, and you can customize like anything. It's just like you can play any kind of audio you want from any other application, and it's nice. Like it does give you a lot of flexibility.
Looks like some people were spamming hashtag the yard. For future reference, by the way, it only counts you once, no matter how many hashtag the yard you put in. But I appreciate the enthusiasm.
Yeah. Even across platforms. So if you went to like YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, it'll only count one. It's a tough one to game.
Amaka says, is there any option to use VidMix on StreamYard or no option? I'm not actually familiar with what VidMix is, Amaka, so if you could let me know. Maybe I could speak to it. If it's something you could share, you could screen share. Obviously, you could use it, but let us know. Bob Leek says, love you guys. We stream our ministry services here in Ecuador, Church Bible School and Streaming Center Studio P. Thanks so much, Bob. That's fantastic. Carrie says, any word on the longer videos for conferences? So stay tuned, Carrie. That's coming very soon. I won't get into the details of exactly what we're doing, but you'll be happy very soon. So stay tuned. Let's see here. Ricardo says, can you add alpha animations? So hopefully at some point we will add that, Ricardo. Talked about it a couple times in the past, but the only reason we don't have it now is just because your guests might be on a device that doesn't actually support the formats that allow you to do alpha animations, but things are always improving, and once it's widely supported, we will likely add that option. Benny says, would love an option to stream into Discord. Cool. I didn't actually know that. I'll have to look into that. Let me know, Benny, if Discord has like an RTMP ingest. I'd be curious to know. I know they have some live streaming stuff, but I thought it was only from within Discord itself. Greg says, big plug for Farrago on the Mac for an amazing soundboard. Thanks for the suggestion. Billy says, love you all so much. Been with you from day one to live stream our podcast. Thanks so much, Billy. You guys are all so kind. It's awesome to hear stuff like that. Dice says, have more than 10 guests, please. I'd be curious, Dice, how many participants you'd like to see on screen. We are open to it, so it's useful to gather information. So do let us know what the actual amount you'd like to see is.
And I'm also interested, do you want more on screen or do you just want like more backstage or both? I know sometimes people just want like to have more backstage so they can flip them in and out, but they're only going to have, 6 or 7 on screen kind of thing. Let us know. Sometimes it's like, I want 50 people on screen.
Ariel says, congrats. I have 40 hours of stream with 100% uptime and 0 problems. Awesome. That's something I've never thought of that. Maybe it was a long time ago I thought about it, but it would be cool to actually see somewhere in the dashboard or the settings somewhere, like what's your total streaming time. Would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Banishment says, more backstage would be great.
Cool. And same thing, I guess, that Gage was asking. So how many would be ideal for you?
Divine Wisdom says 50 on screen would be amazing. Wow. I'm always curious, like what people are doing when they have that many. I'm curious, Divine, like what kind of stuff you do with 50 people on screen. It seems like there'd be so much going on, but I'm curious to learn.
Yeah, I find there's like too many people talking already with 2 of us.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tricky, especially with the audio, right?
Yeah, I would like to participate and actually see what it's like. I've never actually been in anything that had that many people on screen.
Yeah, anytime you get around, I find like anytime you get like 6 or more, it just really starts to get tricky of like who's chatting, especially if you can't all see each other, like on like Zoom or something, or any layout where you can only see like 10 or 20. And you never know who's going to talk next. I always find that tough.
And he says, if my students type in Hebrew such as something I definitely can't pronounce, will it come up in the chat or the comments? I'm thinking about doing my quizzes that way. So yeah, as you can see there, Annie, it will pop up in the chat.
Assuming that what you wrote looks like that, just to check if that looks wrong, then definitely won't. But no, it should work.
Yeah, as far as I know, Hebrew, most languages you can type in the banners, excuse me, banners or comments, and it will show up correctly. David says, would love to create an auto download feature for as soon as the show ends. Yeah, David, we're definitely open to changing some of the details around there, because I know a lot of people forget about the 15-day thing. So hopefully at some point we can do it, I don't know, where it's just like a storage amount, or maybe we auto export somewhere. Definitely something we're open to. Nancy says no RTMP for Discord. Thanks for letting us know, Nancy.
Maybe at some point, though.
Jen says, really need more control over how everything is organized in the brand tab. I find myself searching too long during the show. Yeah, definitely understand how, especially if you have lots of overlays and videos, Jen, that it would be tough to find things. And that's sort of what we were talking about a bit before. We have an awesome designer now that's thinking through stuff like that to just see how can we innovate here? What other, maybe we wouldn't want to just change everything on everyone, but we're always thinking through maybe we can have, another option for how people might want to run through their shows. So appreciate the feedback there. Looks like we're out of time here, but thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. It's so fun seeing all your comments. We're excited for episode 100 coming up soon, and have a great if you celebrate Thanksgiving, have an awesome Thanksgiving. I know I'll be enjoying some. It's hard with social distancing, so maybe some turkey or something alone. But I still like Thanksgiving. But this was. Let me find my. Oh yeah, thanks Julie. By the way, I think I mentioned it last time, but Julie has an awesome new overlay for us. But yeah, this was episode number 98 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and we will see you next week at the same time.
Thanks a lot, everyone. See you next week.